with it, or I should say, Just Chatter, episode number 3. We finally have a setup. I'm Ben. This is Jared. Had a couple drinks. We've been watching the game, as you can see.
This is halftime.
Yes.
The TV is right there, so if it comes back on.
Yeah, if we end up like running away, like it's like cuts to us later and we're back, it's because the game came back on.
Yes.
But yeah,
so far we're losing, and I'm not happy.
Well, but not by much. As you can tell, we're Ravens fans.
It's fine. It's fine.
So,
I'm happy you remembered the name of this podcast because
Just Chatter.
I didn't.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute.
It has been a while. We've had a lot going on. I'm drinking a beer, drinking wine. I've had enough to drink. I mean, I'm still going, but yeah. So, we watched Agatha, didn't we?
We did. We watched Agatha all along.
It was good.
It was so good.
At first we were both like, is this going to be good? Like, it feels kind of weird. Like, where is this coming from?
Yeah, no. I thought it was going to be terrible. I thought it was going to be... So I know we talked about Echo. I think Echo was like one of the first things we talked about on this channel.
Yeah, Echo was kind of okay. It wasn't great.
Mediocre.
Yeah.
But that's what I thought this was going to be. I thought it was going to be another Echo.
See, in my head, I'm like, Wanda, that whole thing kind of worked through. It's done. Agatha just felt like, I don't know, it felt like it needed something else. But it worked.
It really did.
I loved where they went with it.
It was fantastic. Like, honestly, are we talking spoilers? It's been over a week. I think we can talk spoilers.
Yeah, I would say spoilers. We didn't do a proper... Yeah, it's just spoilers.
The twist at the end that the Witch's Road never existed.
Oh my good, that song.
It was so good.
Yo, the song for Witch's Road. Mwah.
But the fact that Billy made it all up.
Yes.
And
Agatha made it up, but Billy brought it into existence.
Yes. That just like completely took me off guard.
By Billy, we mean that the kid was actually Billy, Wanda's son, who inherited the kid who died.
Yes. Yes.
So that kid died, and Billy, looking for a body, inherited his body. Basically.
Mm-hmm.
But that show like blew us away. I was like, yo, it got really good. At first, it was like there was like a couple episodes, and I'm like, okay, they feel very samey, like kind of escape roomy. But then like stuff started happening.
I didn't even mind the escape roomy stuff.
I didn't mind it either.
I had fun. I liked all the characters.
The episode where the one like the Oracle like witch,
yes,
where she was like, you got to see her perspective on the order of events she was viewing, and I was like, whoa, yeah, that was like the point where I'm like, something's happening here.
Yes.
And that was like, the second or third to last episode? I can't remember.
The third to last episode, yes. And then when it was revealed that, sadly it got spoiled for me, but it was when it was revealed that Aubrey Plaza was playing Death. Oh my gosh. Perfect casting as Death.
It was good.
She was good. Perfect as her.
Death looks
it's like,
good.
I've seen a lot of memes and stuff that are talking about it now, but it's like, yes, I understand why Thanos destroyed half the universe for her.
You guys are hating on me. I'm like, she's not really my type. And you're like, what? And I'm like...
Internet enjoy hating on
I
men?
didn't say she was... I said she's very attractive, but she's not my type. I'm more into the cute as opposed to the hot. So that's just where I lean, you know?
Get a load of this guy.
All right. So would you say that Marvel's doing better with this? Between Loki and Agatha, do you think they're doing better?
So before this it was Deadpool and Wolverine, and then Agatha. So I think 2 back-to-back good. Yep. That makes me happy. Yeah.
Loki was like the rejuvenation of like, yeah, they can still do good stuff.
Yes.
Now we had we had the Marvels and stuff like that. It was kind of like not that great. It wasn't like god awful, but it was like
exactly. Nothing's been terrible, but I feel like mediocre is sometimes worse than terrible because just nobody talks about it.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah. So
the new like Disney trailer for the new like stuff coming out.
Yes.
With Ironheart and all that other stuff.
Very intrigued.
I need to watch it again.
Yes.
Because Ironheart, I'm like, okay. See, I feel like Ironheart doesn't have a place.
No, currently no.
In my thought, it would make more sense of, instead of Spider-Man being Tony Stark's apprentice ish, kind of. It should have been her. Yeah. That would have made sense. Her coming in, never even meeting Tony, feels weird for her to be his successor.
Well, the fact in Wakanda Forever that she never even mentions Tony kind of already upsets me, because it's like, you know where you got this idea for a suit. You know where you got the specs from it. Why have you not mentioned that yet? And I'm for sure, I would say 95% sure that that's going to change in the series. But it just kind of worries me that they might go a different way and just be like, oh yeah, she came up on all this on her own and she improved Tony's designs and stuff like that. That's my fear.
So here's the thing. I get Shuri doing that. Because Shuri, like, she freaking grew up and, like, she is an actual genius. I don't even remember her name. Ironheart, whatever.
Riri Williams.
Thank you. I wouldn't mind her being the successor if she actually paid tribute to Tony.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Because she's literally his successor in the comics and in everything else. It's not like she made her own suit. It's like she made her own designs. No. It's not. That's just not how it worked. I'm not opposed to her being, his successor. I'm opposed to the two. I hope they do it well. Let's put it this way. I really hope that they flush it out, because at the moment it feels like she just kind of shows up with the newest Black Panther movie.
I didn't hate
her.
She
shows up I didn't hate her either
in that movie,
but I felt like she just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I agree. I will say there has been rumors, and I don't know if it's been confirmed. I feel like I saw confirmation that Mephisto is going to make his appearance in Ironheart. His first appearance.
In Ironheart?
In Ironheart.
That's a weird one.
It is a weird one, but now we know he officially is in the Marvel Universe with them mentioning him and Agatha all along.
Man.
Like, officially name dropping. So
speaking of, like, the MCU at the moment and the DC, Disney trailers, the new Daredevil trailer. The Born Again trailer.
Now I'm excited for that.
I haven't, like, how long has it been since Daredevil, like, third season came out? It's been a while. The last time we saw him was in freaking She-Hulk.
Yeah. But, I mean, that wasn't, that was Daredevil, but it wasn't, like,
But I've saw things somewhere where it's like they're leaning more into the more heavily ninja side.
Yes.
And less just, like, kind of street hero, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But the fact that they, in Echo, introduced that Fisk is running for president.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yes.
You mean mayor?
No, president.
You're running for president? Did I forget that?
Yes. This is the president arc where Fisk runs for president.
I don't remember. Yo, my brain.
It's fine. That. Echo wasn't memorable. That's the only thing I remember is the end credit scene for the show was Fisk is running for president.
All right, dude. We're on Disney right now.
Yeah. I guess just real quick, I want to say Marvel Zombies, 100%. I'm in. Animated show, fun. Does not matter for the big Marvel universe, but I'm very excited for it. What If Season 3? Very excited. I know you're watching.
I finished Season 1. I started Season 2 just, like, today, literally.
Okay. You gotta get caught up because next month is What If Season 3. Yeah. And then we also have Wonder Man at the end of next year.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that because I know nothing about that character. And then, oh god, I can't even remember what the other one was. Oh, the Spider-Man, the animated Spider-Man show.
That's right, yeah.
Very excited for that as well. So, I just had to get all of that out there real quick, talk about all of them that were shown. I'm pumped. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure I'm forgetting one.
So we're not done with the Disney trailers yet. We still have the Star Wars stuff. I've not seen the new Star Wars trailer.
I haven't seen the newest one.
Like was it Skeleton Crew or whatever?
Crew. Yeah.
You've seen that?
I've seen the first trailer. I know a new one just released.
I have not seen it. I've heard it's almost like a Goonies kind of like
it is.
Childish adventure. Not like childish, but kind of like Goonies adventure.
Yeah, like a Goonies kind of, That's the exact kind of vibe that I would give.
That sounds interesting.
It does, because The Acolyte was absolutely terrible. I hated every second of it. I believe I've talked. I think that was the first episode of Just Chatter.
Probably was
me just literally just
laying an Acolyte.
The Acolyte. It's literally terrible.
It just sucked all the butts.
It is, and it's not anything to do with a woman leading or anything. I don't care. I like Rey. I'm fine with Rey. I like Jyn Erso.
I don't like Rey, but okay.
I'm fine with Rey. I like Jyn Erso in Rogue One. I'm fine with female Star Wars characters. But when your character is written horribly, I'm not fine with it. And when you change lore, I'm not fine with it.
You gotta play Jedi Survivor. Because it also touches upon the Old Republic. Like, it really touches upon Old Republic.
I don't even want to think about the Acolyte. I hate the Acolyte so much. But with Star Wars, you need to watch Andor. We need to watch Andor together.
Here's the thing. I'm not a Star Wars guy. But every time I watch it, I'm going, that was pretty good. And Jared's like, see? And I'm like, okay, but it was pretty good. It wasn't like outstanding, mind-blowing, like life-changing good. But it keeps throwing in my face, so I guess I should watch it.
And we gotta watch Obi-Wan, too. There's some lame stuff in it. Mainly the young Princess Leia stuff. Again, not a woman thing. It's not handled the best. But the Anakin and Obi-Wan stuff?
Yeah.
Peak Star Wars.
I can imagine. I got so much to catch up on. So we watched Venom 3 not too long ago.
Yeah.
So I wanted to touch upon the sort of Sonyverse and like that whole nonsense.
Oh God.
And how the original Venom movie is so far still the best out of all of those movies.
It is.
Out of Morbius, out of Madam Web, out of Venom 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to just come out on a limb and say it right now, better than Craven.
Most likely, yes. So there's a podcast I listen to. Mainly my main podcast I listen to is The Weekly Planet. And they have a word that they use for the Sony.
Okay.
So the official name for the Sony Marvel movies is the Sony universe of Marvel characters.
That's stupid.
Yeah, so they call it
the
Spum.
Sony.
They call it Spum, the Spum universe.
And I love that.
I think it's Spum.
I love the Spum.
Yeah. The Sony Picture universe of Marvel characters, so Spum. But yeah, I think it's absolutely terrible. I don't know why they won't just give the rights back to Marvel, because it's clear that Marvel will make a deal with them. They will make a deal. They won't, take rights back fully. They can share the characters, but just give them full access to these characters.
Yes.
So they can do them correctly. Because, I will say this, as I've said before, and I will say it one more time. What is Venom without Spider-Man? What is Madam Web without Spider-Man?
Yeah.
What is Morbius without Spider-Man?
Okay, so Morbius. Okay, I know what you're about to say.
He wouldn't be a character if it was not for Spider-Man.
I think he could still work with Blade, though.
Yeah, he could work with Blade, but Sony doesn't have the rights to Blade.
To be fair, it wasn't a good movie.
No, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible.
And then, just for emphasis, what is Kraven the Hunter without Spider-Man?
Okay, okay, no, fair enough. Okay, the game just started back up. I got one other thing I got to drop on you before we get back to that, and we'll pause this recording.
It's fine. I can
fine.
see. Yeah, we can talk.
Okay. I watched Madam Web.
You didn't tell me?
I wanted to tell you it here. Between yesterday and today, I watched Madam Web. It was...
When did you watch this?
Yesterday and today.
Okay.
Half of it yesterday, half of it today.
Okay, let's hear your thoughts on...
Oh my goodness. Ooh. Obviously, this is not like new opinions, but god dang, this movie is terrible.
No, it's awful.
The acting.
It's terrible.
Is garbage. There is zero emotion in anybody's performance.
I agree.
Like, the villain's like, they're going to kill me. so I gotta kill them back.
No, yeah, he's
completely
dubbed.
monotone.
He's dubbed.
I can tell. I can tell he's dubbed.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the characters are dubbed. Every time somebody's, I'm like, what is happening? Like every time, the panning shots. There was so many like pans. I'm like, can I just have a still shot? Why is the camera constantly doing this number going around everybody?
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was hilarious that towards the end,
yeah.
May Parker's, or not May. God, what's her name? Mary Parker is about to give birth, and they're like, all the girls that we're trying to protect, get in the car. You all have to come to the hospital with us, even though there's this crazy psychopath on the loose, and he is looking for all of you, and it's not safe for you here. Like, when you clearly could have just stayed in the house and been fine, and he wouldn't have seen you on security cameras.
Yeah.
But instead, no. I also love how Madam Web hits the main guy with a car like 3 different times in that movie. I think that was hilarious.
I noticed how many times the main villain, who's supposed to be, Spider-Man adjacent,
but they can't say Spider-Man. They can't say Spider-Man.
Was not nearly as graceful as Spider-Man.
No.
In his movements, he's like very like, even when he's jumping, like he's just, I feel like he has mass to him. I'm like you would think he would have some sort of grace, some sort of fluidity, some sort of like speed to him. But he's just like, I don't know. He felt very analog, and that did not feel like a spider person. And the whole movie is like, oh, they're gonna kill me. They never even got their powers.
No. And there's that one part where they like go into that diner and the girls start dancing on the table, and the movie's awful. Did it have end credit scenes?
I didn't bother. I'm done with this. Movie's done. Turn it off.
I feel like it did, but I can't remember what they were for.
Oh, what's hilarious to me is like, oh yeah, the one nerdy girl. I'm like, she's not a...
Sydney Sweeney?
She is not a nerd.
Sydney Sweeney?
All. Not a nerd.
You mean the most attractive woman on the planet?
She is not a nerd at all.
The most gorgeous woman?
She's like, I got glasses. I'm like,
I might take my glasses off and take down my hair.
She's like a freaking supermodel. No wonder all like the teenage boys are like,
Sydney Sweeney. No, but let me just say, the perfect casting for Spider-Woman. I mean, any Spider-Woman movie, you know what? Yeah, if she's the main character, I will 100%
The
go.
Pepsi product placement was wild on this.
Pepsi product placement is fantastic.
Okay. You gotta understand. Every shot there was a Pepsi product, it was always facing camera.
Yeah.
Like if like I was here, picture this. Like say the camera is there, but it's like camera's like pointing at you. It's always facing that way.
Oh, yeah.
And then when it's coming, it's facing this way. The cam would move position, so this logo was always facing camera.
Yeah.
Every time. I'm like, what the frick? It was. It happened 7 times. There was like, I made a counter. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
No, yeah.
The main character. Who was the actress? I don't know.
Dakota Johnson.
Thank you.
The main actress. Yeah.
She has no urgency in her voice anywhere.
No.
These girls are about to die, and she's like, you gotta get in my car. I'm like, scream, shout, something. Like, seriously.
Yeah, no,
it was so just monotone the whole movie.
I agree.
It was absurd.
The movie is absolutely terrible, but yet I feel like I had more fun with that than I did Venom 3.
Okay, I agree with you only because I didn't know anything about, like, Madam Web.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
The only stuff I knew about Madam Web was from, like, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions and stuff, that video game.
Yeah.
Which I love how she just, like, had to get blind at the end. They, like, had to find a way to blind
well,
her.
she's supposed to be blind, so...
Fireworks in the eye.
Yeah. Like, God, really?
Oh, my gosh. I feel like there was something else about that movie I wanted to, like...
Well, there's a lot about the movie that's stupid.
About. The guy... the great power with great responsibility.
Discount Uncle Ben.
Very discount Uncle Ben.
Discount Uncle Ben.
The random, like... spider guy from Argentina or whatever.
Oh my! I'm like, this was just some dude. This was his big break.
Like, why are you saying this line? You have no connection. Madam Web has no connection to that line. Like, I get it in the Amazing Spider-Man movie when they were like, okay, we already had Uncle Ben say, with great power comes great responsibility in the Tobey Maguire movies. So let's do a variation on that here. You had no need to do that here. But yet you just were like, we can't include Spider-Man, so maybe we'll throw in that one line that everyone knows from Spider-Man.
I don't know why they even bothered including the girls. It could have just been after her.
Because they wanted something to put in the trailer.
It's like the girls didn't even have powers the whole movie.
No.
They're just in this vision.
Yeah, in the vision. And then they put all the vision scenes in the trailer. Because they were like, people will go to buy them tickets to the movie if they know Sydney Sweeney's going to be in a Spider-Woman outfit.
So stupid.
Guilty as charged. I went to see that movie in theaters and was heavily disappointed by the lack of Sydney Sweeney in a Spider-Woman costume.
Okay. This is old hat. Madam Web is done. It's old at this point. I just finally saw it.
I just was happy that I got to talk to you about it.
So, we're moving on to DC.
Because I was never going to be like, Ben, we need to watch Madam Web.
I know.
You know?
I know.
So I'm happy you watched it on your own.
You ready to move on to DC?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So, The Penguin.
Fantastic.
That show.
Top.
It's not done yet, but still beautiful.
It's so good.
It's a real. It's a.
It might be my favorite comic book show, like, ever.
Ever.
I can't think of something else that, like,
it's a pretty good show. And it's not even like, because it's just a comic book character.
Maybe Loki. Maybe Loki would be better.
Loki's good, but Loki's good in the sense that it's a comic book character that has all this stuff.
Like, oh, yeah. You don't need to have watched the Batman to.
This is literally just a gangster film. Like a mob boss. Like, and I'm just like, yo, this is actually really good. Like, it is really good.
It's so good.
I love it. Like, what's his face? Oh, Vic. I'm like, what's gonna happen to Vic? I don't want Vic to be hurt. Poor Vic. No Vic. And I'm like, Cobb is all like, you know, he's like has sympathy for Vic because Vic has a stutter and Cobb has thing with his legs. They both like have like a weird like problem with themselves.
Yeah.
And they're like, he's like takes him under his wing. And I'm like, oh my goodness, something's gonna happen. Vic's gonna die or something. I don't know. Please don't die, Vic. I love you, Vic. You're not a main character. I mean, you are, but you aren't like main character in DC.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my god, Vic's gonna die. Please don't die, Vic. Don't die.
And then Sophia too. I love good. Sophia. And I mean, I don't want to spoil anything yet because the show is still on.
Yeah.
But this show is just fantastic.
Here's the thing. It's like they're not good people.
No.
But you're still rooting for them.
Exactly. That's good writing.
It's like on one hand, I'm like, I love Go Cobb. Go Oz. You got this. And Sophia, I'm like, yo, girl, you get it. And I'm like, yo, but they're like against each other. And I'm like, okay, who do I root for?
Exactly. You know? There's not many shows or even movies that make you like literally every character. There's not one character that I'm like, ugh, I'm bored. I don't care about this character at all, you know?
Because it kills him so fast.
But yeah, no, absolutely love the Penguin. I'm very excited for the season finale.
So speaking of Penguin, you made me watch Batman again.
I did.
The Batman.
I did. That was
with a friend of mine. With a friend of ours.
I believe our third review that we did on the channel.
Something like that, yeah.
So very, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited to like revisit this topic because this is one of my favorite movies. I say that, but it's my favorite Batman movie.
So this man fell asleep while me and our mutual friend was watching.
It was very late. I was very tired. I've seen it way more times.
So did he tell you what he thought of it?
No, I knew he somewhat liked it.
Okay, so you don't know
what?
Okay, so I watched it a second time. I watched it with our friend.
Mm-hmm.
We both agreed that it was still stupid.
That doesn't make sense. He was enjoying it. What did you say to him that turned him against
nothing.
it?
I was like, so what'd you think? He was like, yeah, it was okay, but it wasn't that good. Like, I attest that it's still a stupid movie. Second time seeing it, I'm like, This is so cringy. So like Batman, I'm like he's a goth kid.
Dear internet, I hope you will agree with me that Batman is literally supposed to be a goth kid. He is supposed to have, especially when he first starts out.
No, you have to understand.
No.
He's what a goth kid wants to be. This is him before he gets there. He is just not cool. He's just cringy.
I mean, he's still kind of cool. He's still made out with Catwoman. That's kind of cool.
A lot of people made out with her. She's like a freaking like hostess in a club.
Yeah, but while she was working, he did it while she wasn't working. You know what I'm saying?
Also tells you a lot of people got in that span.
Also, he figured out all the riddles. You know?
Oh my goodness.
He's the world's greatest detective.
I don't like him.
He has a sick
I don't
car.
like that Batman. I don't like Batman.
That is the perfect iteration of Batman. Especially, okay, I'm not saying like Batman 20 years down the line in the Justice League, friends with Superman and stuff like that. Like, there's that version of Batman. Yes. This is the perfect iteration of Batman a year in, or what, 2 years? He might be, no, I think he's a year in. And right around this time, he is still as dark as ever. And, like, he hasn't found that limit. I don't even remember what I said in the first review. But, like, the thing I love about this version of the character is his character development in the span of the 3-hour movie. He starts that movie, and he is like, everyone is terrified of me. That's what I'm here for. I want everyone to be terrified of me. And then he saves that guy. No. Hey, shush. Listen to me now. Okay? That's all I ask is you just listen to me and hear me out. Okay?
Okay.
He saves that guy in the subway. And then that guy is terrified. He is like afraid that he's going to beat him up too. And Batman sees that. And so then he goes through that whole movie and he's like, okay, everyone is still terrified of me. But that's what I want. You know, I want to make this change in the city. I want everyone to be afraid of me so that way no one does anything wrong. And then, by the end, he realizes, okay, hey, these other people are looking up to me and seeing that and doing way worse than I want to. Like, the Riddler literally looked up and thought they were partners. He's like, crap. Maybe I've gone too far. And he finally sees that and he realizes he doesn't need to be a fear for everyone. He needs to set fear into people not to do the wrong thing, but he also needs to be a signal for hope. And the fact that he learned that in the span of the movie, and that by the end he is literally carrying a light, leading people out of the flood and like helping people into the helicopter and stuff, shows that character development. And so, Ben, I am happy to tell you the next movie, he will not be as emo and dark because he will have given people hope and he will have realized, hey, I'm here to help people.
Thank God.
Like, do you get that, right? Like, by the end, when he's like carrying that woman to the stretcher,
I
and
hear
then
what
she
you're
like
saying.
reaches out and she like grabs his hand.
I know what you're saying. But I'm saying is, it's the second time you've made me watch this movie. I thought it was just as stupid.
To be fair, I didn't make you watch it. I was just like, hey, me and Eric are going to watch this. We'll start it over if you watch it with us.
Okay, sure. Because you were so adamant that it was good. And I was like, maybe I missed something. And I was watching The Penguin. And I'm like, second time around, I still felt that it was just as bad. Maybe that's me coming from an outside perspective. Because I'm not really into DC that much at all. I don't know much about DC at all. Like, I'm very, like, bare bones DC. But it just felt very, I don't know, it just didn't feel great. I'm not going to rehash it. We did this in the initial review.
I definitely rehashed it. I'm sorry.
I know he did.
He
went all through it again.
Well, I mean, like, for me, I guess growing up, because growing up, I did grow up on the Spider-Man movies, yes. Like the Tobey Maguire ones that we've talked about recently on the channel. The other movies I grew up on were the Christopher Reeve Superman movies and the Batman movies, like Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, and George Clooney.
Yeah.
Those I like watched all the time as a kid, and I always preferred the Michael Keaton ones because I was like, this guy's like darker than everybody else. Like, he's not Superman wearing underpants on the outside. You know, he's not Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, except for, like, you know, emo Tobey Maguire. That's why I kind of liked Black Suited Spider-Man. I was like, man, he's kind of doing the right thing, but doing the right thing in, like, a bad way. And I mean, Michael Keaton's Batman literally, like, just straight up murdered all the bad guys. Like, he killed so many people if you go back and watch those movies.
So did Batman in this.
But I know you'll say that in the car thing. But you could go to, like, you know, we could go back and forth and talk about Batman versus Superman, where Batman's literally, like, machine gunning people. And
I mean,
like,
yes. Yeah.
So in this movie, at least they tried to do, you know, they did the no gun thing, which is a staple of Batman. And they did, whenever he is actually in the Batman suit, he never killed anyone.
You know what's interesting? I don't think there's a live action Batman that I actually like.
At all?
No. There's animated Batman that I like. Like the, what was it?
Kevin Conroy?
The TV show.
Oh, the animated series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that Batman.
Yeah.
And, like, he has the same thing where it's like he's starting out, he's learning how to do all this. And I don't know, like, I like that one a lot. I just don't think I like any of the live action ones. And I don't know if that's, like, I honestly don't even know what that is. I just don't feel like there's been a good portrayal of him, in my opinion.
I'm curious as to what would be a good portrayal for you, because I feel like, for me, and yeah, I know people talk about, like, Robert Pattinson's performance when he's Bruce Wayne, and he's still, like, just as, like, moody and kind of grim. But that scene with him and Alfred, like, almost died, and he like, first, and he just starts, like, telling him, I thought I would never feel that fear again. Like, I thought I had conquered that fear of, like, losing anyone, but then I thought I lost you.
Yeah.
Literally, that hits me, like, every time. I'm like, that, he does care. Like, that shows to me, like, there is the Bruce, there is the person behind the mask. More so than just Batman, like, behind the mask that he puts on even with Alfred.
So do you think that there's going to be movies in this universe going forward? Like, for example, we talked about this a little bit, but the Joker's movies, are they, like, we weren't sure if they're in this universe or not. Like, do you think there's going to be maybe there's going to be a direct sequel, but do you think there's going to be an expanded, like, is this, I know they're saying this is a reboot, but is it like a reboot of the entire DC? What do you think?
So, I don't know how much you know about, like, what's going on with DC currently.
I know nothing.
Okay. So,
I
basically,
tried and kind of failed.
Basically, after the Suicide Squad came out, like, 2 years ago, the newer one.
The fact that you have to say that is hilarious.
That was directed by James Gunn. And after, like, the failure of the past, like, 9 DC movies, okay, they gave James Gunn, like, the keys to the kingdom. And they said, like, hey, you make this universe, you make it, and you connect everything, you do things properly. And we need a winner. We need a Marvel universe, but we need the DC version. So James Gunn is currently making that DC universe. There's a new Superman movie that comes out next year. That is the start of that DC universe. Technically, there's an animated show that comes out first. That's the start. It's called Creature Commandos. It's going to be, like, not super connected, but it's, like, the first thing. So, technically, on this slate, they have a new Batman movie called, like, The Batman Brave and the Bold or something like that. Like, after
that
the
already
animated
exists.
show. Yeah, okay. No, I know, but it's like called that. So there are thoughts like, okay, who are they going to cast as Batman if this is in that universe? I think they are going to scrap that, put this Batman in that universe, and say that this is the start. Because of how well that movie did, and then how well Penguin's turning out, why would they not just combine those universes?
Yeah.
And just put them together? Because it's like, they only talk about Gotham in these. They have not said anything else about any other places.
That's true.
Go ahead. Combine them. Because this... I know. I'm sorry. This is the best Batman we've gotten on screen. Like, Bruce Wayne, he's 50-50.
Let's put it this
Batman,
way. I don't like you said, I don't like the Bruce Wayne part of it. The Batman part, I do like.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Can we compromise on that?
Yeah!
I don't like the Bruce Wayne, oh, these people are going to fear me because I'm the darkest of the night. When it's actually like him as Batman doing it, that's different.
Like, dude, that scene after he flips... Oh, man, I know we're still talking about the Batman. That scene after
we've been on this for a while.
After he flips Penguin's car, and then like the fear in Penguin's face as he's just sitting there, and then like the slow shot of Batman walking up in the rain, and that like cowboy clank, so good. Literally gets me like pumped every time I think about it. It's fantastic.
Every time I'm just like, yo, they can hear his boots from a mile away. Him his popped collar.
That suit does look good though.
It does look good. I'm just
good.
being funny.
Yeah.
So you think
would you have changed your rating at all or no?
No.
Really? 5 out of 10.
I felt the same way.
Okay.
I just did not care for it. I really didn't. Now maybe going forward, if I see like he becomes better, then it feels like, okay, this is the starting point. But right now you're presenting this as Batman. I'm like, but that's not Batman. That's somebody who's trying to be Batman, in my opinion. They're not Batman yet. Shut up.
He's vengeance, but yeah.
Shut up. Shut your little face. All right. So, moving on from DC. Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Yes. The man in Gladiator 2000. He's not fighting the Romans.
What?
He is now the last druid.
What are you talking about?
He is playing a Celtic elder fighting against the Romans.
Are you referencing the movie Gladiator?
No, I'm referencing The Last Druid, which is coming out in like a year or two.
I've never heard of this.
So he took on a new role. He's basically literally like the opposite of what he was before, on the other side.
Yeah.
So like, you know, the Romans were fighting against like the Celtics and like the Britannians and all that sort of. He's literally like, I was over here, now I'm over here. He's like the opposite side of that. While there's a new Gladiator movie coming out now, I'm just like, the fact that he's like almost like jumping sides is wild in the timing of this. I'm just like, this is weird. This is really weird. We just watched Gladiator.
We did.
And I saw this article literally like yesterday.
That's wild.
And I'm like, what the frick?
Is this like a segue into us talking about Gladiator?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we watched Gladiator.
We did watch Gladiator.
I had never seen Gladiator.
I had seen it once on a phone.
I've seen it like maybe like bits and pieces, like, but never like in whole. It was. What do you think?
I describe it as like a very good bro guy movie.
I will be honest, I was a little sleepy.
I was sleepy too.
But it was a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It was.
It's the acting fantastic.
For like 2000, I'm like, yo, this feels like at least like a 2014 or 15 movie. Yeah. It's 2000.
And we just got a new TV and we were able to watch it in 4K and it was just it was so good.
We were laughing at the slow-mo parts, but
there was, yeah, because for some reason in like the early 2000s they decided like, hey, let's do these really random slow-mo scenes for like no reason whatsoever. They do it in Fellowship of the Ring. They do it in a few other movies, and it's just like, what was the choice here? Was it just kind of like, let's make it more dramatic if we just slow it down for a hot second?
Yeah.
But now it just kind of looks wonky.
Bit weird, yeah. But anyways, I don't know. I liked the movie. It was I don't know. I feel like we hear all these like classics. You actually sit down and actually watch them, and you're like, it's not quite as epic as you would imagine it to be.
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't bad. Like, it never... I feel like things never live up to the expectation.
No, there are very few times where I'm like... That's always my, like, biggest problem with some older movies, like, watching them for the first time, is because it's like, I hear so many times, like, this movie's fantastic. It broke the mold. It's so great. Like Blade Runner and the first Alien movie, for example. Like, I do appreciate those movies now. And, like, watching them a few times, I'm like, okay, yeah, I appreciate what they did for the genre, but there's so much better movies now. I enjoy sequels so much more. Blade Runner 2049, so good. Aliens, compared to Alien, so good.
And that could just be down to, like, our age and our taste and what we grew up with. I don't know. The scene where he's like, "Are you not entertained?" I would have thought that would have came later.
Yeah, it does kind of happen early on.
It happens early on. He's not even actually in Rome yet. He's, like, in the outskirts, in a province. And I'm like, I thought this would have happened much later.
Yeah. And to be fair, we're watching this at home, you know?
Yeah, not in theaters.
Not in theaters, in the big screen, which I'm excited to see Gladiator 2 for that reason. Like, we're going to see it in IMAX.
Yes, fair enough.
We're going to see it on the biggest screen possible, and it's probably going to be epic, because I've heard nothing but good reactions so far.
Yeah, I have too. I heard people actually like it a lot.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. But, that being said, for this movie being over 2.5 hours long, sitting down at home,
it did feel a little long.
It did feel a little long, but it kept my attention pretty much the whole time. There wasn't many times where I was, like, reaching for my phone.
I feel like the intro, sort of like that battle at the beginning, was a little bit long. There's some parts in the middle, like, in between, traveling between arenas. I'm like, we get it. He's going to this arena. Just get to it. You know? I don't know. It did feel long in places, but it was a good movie. I understand why people liked it a lot.
Yeah, and Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh yeah,
so good. He does a really good job in this, like,
the creepiness with him and his sister.
This weird incestuous role that he does.
He wanted his sister's booty so bad. I'm surprised they didn't go there. They tried to, but
yeah. Well, this was like a stepping stone for, like, Game of Thrones, I feel like.
Game of Thrones are like, yep.
They were like, hey, you know, people kind of responded well to Gladiator. What did people like in Gladiator?
Yeah, look at Joffrey over here.
Light incest.
Let's do heavy incest. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But since we're not really doing a review of Gladiator, I don't really have too much to say. I wouldn't mind rating it though. If you be
it feels weird rating a movie that came out 24 years ago.
Pretty sure we've rated something older.
Probably. Okay, fine. Go ahead. I don't remember very well, but go ahead. What's your rating?
8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. For the time, 8 out of 10.
When you put it like that, yeah. For the time, 8 out of 10.
Yeah. I think pretty solid, good movie. And I guarantee if I would have seen it in 2000 and, like, went to the theaters and saw it, I would have been like, wow, that was fantastic.
Yeah, I did feel like the different, like, battles and stuff. I'm like, yo, they actually got, like, a ton of people put these battles on. This is legit looking. Like, it looked really good.
Yeah, I agree. And the fact, it's freaking 24 years old, but the fact that they, like, kill Maximus off at the end, and the fact that they, like, crucify his, like, kid in, like, almost the beginning of the movie.
Yo, he's licking his wife's feet. He's all up on the feet, like, I'm like, he's a foot man.
I'm like, man, at least they left my wife's dogs out for free right now.
All up on them toots.
Oh
my goodness.
But yeah, Gladiator. I'm excited for Gladiator too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for Glicked. Is that what we're calling it?
Glicked? Yeah.
Glicked.
Gladiator and Wicked? Yep.
Yeah, it comes out same day, man.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to do a double feature.
So 8 out of 10 for both of us? Sounds good to me, man.
It doesn't happen very often. We don't usually give the same
I think
rating.
it happens a lot more than we would.
That we give the same rating? It's not very often.
I feel like it happens a lot.
It does.
Anyways, so
if we had an editor, I'd be like, countdown. Do it now. Like, show us how many.
I'm going to ask real quick, yes or no. Did you actually read Null yet?
Right yet.
Okay, I guess we can't talk about Null. I have to read it again, honestly, because I've read it so long ago.
I was going to read it today, and then I literally did not have time.
I was like, so we're recording this, and we're supposed to like at least read like a comic to put like in this because we wanted to start getting the comics, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta like do a quick little summary over that because I don't remember it too well. And now you're sitting here like, I didn't read it. I'm like, thank God, I don't remember anything. I'm like, oh my goodness. All right.
I thought there was something else I wanted to talk about.
The only thing I had was like we started doing D&D, but that's more of a personal thing. That's not like
we did start doing D&D.
D&D is pretty
That's
cool.
very fun. I'm having a great time.
Yes, I bought the book.
We're doing the Curse of Strahd.
We are. We got
so great.
a dope DM.
We do.
He's leading us through.
Fantastic.
I'm Bardath or
Bordass.
Yep.
I'm Nox. My character is literally just me.
I'm a Goliath barbarian.
But
he's
like,
a drunkard.
I am a drunkard. My entire family and village was killed by a dragon. Yep. And my sole purpose is to find out why that dragon left me alive.
What is this, the freaking like Dragon Age story? No, Dragon's Dogma story?
I don't know. It's my story.
It's literally Dragon's Dogma story.
Well, guess what? I've never played that,
Stole it
and
straight
I
from
came
a video
up with
game.
it. I've never played
This
it.
man, yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
I've never.
It is. To be fair, it is a pretty generic story.
You know,
because you're
I've
a basic
never,
bitch.
You know, I've never played Dragon Age.
You're basic.
I understand. I'm basic. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm very vanilla.
But you know, sometimes vanilla is very tasty.
Vanilla is delicious.
Vanilla is very delicious.
French vanilla, so good. Have you been watching any like shows or anything else that I don't
What If
know about?
Other than What If, because I have to catch up on it.
No, but nothing else. I started watching. I know. Actually, you started watching it with me.
True
Detective.
Yeah, I hate the characters so much in that show that I'm like so put off of it. I hate those characters.
Just tell me
I hate
you
them.
don't care, and I will watch it by myself.
I don't care.
Then I'm gonna watch it by myself.
I hate those characters.
I'm so excited.
They're all absolute douchebags and turds. They can go.
We're going to be gone tomorrow, and I'm going to come home and watch.
And you're going to be gone on Saturday, and I'm going to I don't know.
And I'm going to
get
on
a
my
party
phone
or something
and watch.
Snuggle my puppy.
I feel like there's something else I'm watching too, but now I can't remember.
The Bear season 3.
Oh, the Bear was so good. That's right. The last time we did a Just Chatter, you had not even started the Bear yet.
Yeah, and
now we've both 100% caught up on
the Bear. This podcast is like catching up on a lot of old stuff.
It is.
Love the Bear.
The Bear's fantastic.
Now that we actually both watch it, we gotta watch it together.
Yeah, when season 4 comes out, 100%. A few things I want us to watch together. I want us to watch Game of Thrones. Because House of the Dragon is on right now.
It's so much to watch.
It's so much to watch, but it's worth it. And it's worth talking about.
You say this, but everyone's like, yeah, the last season's trash.
The last season is trash. I haven't
Why
watched
would
it
I want
yet
to watch that?
Because I haven't watched it, and we can watch it together and experience the trash and talk about it.
Oh my god!
And then we can watch House of the Dragon. And I
heard that's trash too.
No, it's supposed to be really good.
I heard that people don't like it.
I've heard very mixed things because of what I'm hearing right now, but I've also heard very good on my end. The other thing I want us to watch, The Boys. There are so many things in that show I want to talk about, and there's only one season left, so I want us to get caught up before that season. Yeah. And then same thing with
Invincible.
Yes, literally Invincible.
Yes,
what
Invincible.
I was about to say. Invincible.
Yep.
And then the Wheel of Time as well.
Yeah, I read all. I think I'm on like the last book. Never finished the last book. So
that's something I know you know a lot about, and I know literally.
It's been a while since I've read it. So.
But I'm sure, like, if you watched,
yeah, I would be like, oh yeah, that character. They did it so wrong.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep. There's a couple characters that I know right now that I'm like, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But for the rest of the year, movie wise, we have Gladiator and Wicked this month. Heretic, I really want to watch that like weird horror movie. And then in December we have the Lord of the Rings, The War of Rohirrim, and
is it Rohan?
I think it's Rohirrim. It's not Rohan. Rohan's in like the main movies. It's like Rohirrim. It's a weird.
Wait, okay.
But then we also have Kraven the Hunter.
Good,
and
even
the
way
Dylan
you said
movie.
that.
I'm excited for the Bob Dylan movie.
We're not gonna watch that monkey movie.
That's next year.
Oh, okay.
We'll get to it. We'll get to a lot of things.
All right.
But until then,
we're just gonna have to go with it.